Hi Sai, welcome back to Julian's Garden. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And the video today, I just want to give you a quick tour of some of my fruit trees, especially my apple trees or plum trees and my nectarine tree as well. They have a lot of fruits on, and I want to show you my vegetable area as well. And it's getting hot. Lately, nice. We got a few days the temperature were over 30 degrees Celsius. But last night we got some rain, and this morning we're supposed to have rain or this afternoon as well. But so far I haven't rained anything yet. But anyway, the weather quite humid as well. I can feel quite humid. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the tour. So first, quick look about my backyard, and a lot of things they are quite tidy, but a lot of things is still very messy. Example like some of the rows here, I need to deadhead them, but we're supposed to have more rain as well, so I don't want to deadhead them yet. And come over here, I just want to show you the thing they are bearing fruit maybe, and the thing they produce, the vegetable, because some of the flower I just want to show you in separate video. So quick look, this is my apple tree. I hope you can see a lot of fruit on. Can you see a lot of fruit on? Maybe I should try to open the netting up a little bit so you can see it better. Now over here, look at that. So this one in Royal Gara apple. So if you buy at the shop, you can feel it's very normal apple. But I have to tell you, when you grow apple by yourself, and then after that you can test how the sweetness and the flavorsome of the apples of this variety. I really love it. Alright, let me just open one of the netting so maybe you can see it better. Alright, can you see on the fruit? They looking really good at the moment. And do you know why? Or do you know how I protect my apple from the cutting moth? Just by netting. But the key, you have to tie the netting like down at the trunk of the tree. So that means the cutting moth, that means the moth, they can't climbing up on the trunk of the apple and can't climbing up to eat your apple inside. So that is the key. So if you just net them with the exclusive netting, like this one I just got in bundling anyway. So this way you can protect your apples from cutting moth. But you have to net them very early, like after they set the fruit, and you just have to net them straight away. And you can see the fruit is really good. Look at that. And this tree, I did thin them out a little bit, but I got another tree on the other side. I'll show you a little bit later that I didn't thin them out at all, but looking really good. So yeah, so this is my Royal Gara apples. Have a lot of fruits on. This is the third year that I got the fruit, and I think it's only 3 years old as well. It's very young tree, but look at it. The tree is very big. I don't know how, well, 2 meter tall, maybe 1.5 meter wide, because I put the netting like this, so you know the branches kind of like holding up the thread together. But when I take the netting down, and the branches is more going to more horizontal as well, so you can see the tree much bigger when I take the netting off. And here is my veggie patch area that I created right at the beginning, before it was like the lawn over in the middle of the yard. And after that I just mostly I just dumped the mushroom compost in the middle. And after that my father-in-law, he went down and he kind of made the into the garden bed actually. So it's wood like no dick. I just dump the compost on the top, and that's it. And after that we just put the bricks underneath of the timber, and after that we put the timber on the top of the bricks. And so far done really well. And over here, so I just show you in the video as well, I plant a lot of fruit tree in this garden bed. But at the end I moved 3 of the fruit tree out, because I thought that maybe in the future we're gonna take the garden bed out, because my husband, he does like the lawn, and it's nice to have like some room for my daughter running around as well, because now I have not much of lawn at all for her to run around, except this little patch here. But anyway, so here I still have a 2 pear tree, nashi pear at the back here, and I did trim them up, kind of like some pruning, and to create the flowering spur. So if you grow like pear tree, apple tree, or plum tree, it's going better to prune them in midsummer as well or early summer. So it kind of like created like the opening bit, and that's they will bear the fruit in the future. So if you just let your pear tree or apple tree to go tone and tone and tone, and that's where you can have next fruit. Alright, so over here I still have some beautiful dahlia. I will show you in different videos. I grow them in container because I'm out of room now. The corns doing very well. I have a few corns. I sold 2 different varieties. I'm not sure which one is which. But anyway, I'm super happy all about sunflower. This type or this variety of sunflower, I never grown them before. I just got the seeds in bunnings. But you know the plants is around 60 centimeter tall. And I kind of like the dwarf variety, but there are so many flowering buds. Look at that. So this is the main one, the main flower head. And underneath it, there's so many the little heads just below that. So we can have a very long flowering time. And I'm excited about this variety as well, because when you bought the seed, I think $5 or $6 in tiny little packet, and doesn't have much of seeds in there at all. So I'm super excited about that. And my zucchini doing amazing well. We have harvested a lot from this bush and my other bush as well. And this year I harvested a lot of vegetables that much earlier than last year, because last year I was figuring out the weather was cold, but this year I just tried because it was very cold. Some of the nights went down to 3 and 4 degrees Celsius, and I find that they were fine as long as it didn't have a frost. So yeah, so that's why we able to harvest a lot of early vegetable. Alright, let's come over here. Let me show you about my first year of my first year fruiting of my apricot. So this is around 3 years old apricot tree, and before I did net it, the whole tree actually, and after that I figuring out it's not good to keep the whole big netting all over the tree, why we just have only a few foot. So that's why I just got some little like sleeve netting like this in bunnings, and I just tie the tree together. I mean they cover the foot on the top like this, and they tied it. Either I tie like this or I just use the pack to pack the hold together. Can you see the pack here? So I do have few here and there, here and there. You can see over there as well. Oh, my daughter. Hello. Hi. Hello. And over there, I got some, the plum tree had a lot of fruit on, but let me see if I can come over there. I show you my plum tree. I think that's one, I forgot about the variety, Mariposa or Satsuma. Anyway, either way, I got 2 varieties over there, and I can try to put the name on the screen. Maybe I come to this way, or I surrounded by flower, my crabapple tree. Oh, by the way, if you remember my crabapple tree, I planted, I show you in the video, and laden with fruit. Can you believe that? Just bending over, even I tried to tie it. Look at that, so many fruit, so many fruit. And you can see on the branches, just hanging down over. Alright, let me come over here. Alright, so here is the plum tree. Look at that. Or maybe I have to prune the branches. Look at that. Oh, the branches kind of like bending over because there's so many fruits there. So I did move some of the container of my raspberry, the other color over there. I moved them over here because I figuring out they love a lot of water, especially they are in the container. So they are out over here. That for me very easy to pull the hose out to water them, because they in the hot day they love the water most every day. All right, let's come over here. Let me show you the vegetable garden bed over here. So on the side or on the edge of the garden bed, I got a lot of strawberries. This raspberry, look, lots of strawberries, and this is the second flush of their fruiting. And I just planted on the mostly on the plant or the runner. They were very small, but now they start to fruiting as well. So that's exciting. And over here I got the yellow zucchini. And over there I got the green variety, and I did show you on the other garden bed. And next swing on to this side, I got a lot of dahlia. I will show you in different videos, so maybe talk about different variety that I have. But over there, if you remember, I got the service berry. We have it, and my parents-in-law, they love the berry as well. And some of the fruit trees that I plant on the veggie patch that I just showed you at the beginning video, I moved them into the corner over there. So they're not fruiting at the moment, so we not to look at them. But over here in this garden bed, I got a lot of eggplants that I grew them from the seed. I think this variety is called Black Beauty. Oh, I got the other variety as well. They are much smaller. And some they are still in the container. I haven't found the room to plant them yet. But anyway, this doing amazingly well. They didn't do much at all in the early spring because the weather was still so cool. But they are getting big now. And by the way, I got 2 vines of something. I'm not sure what is it over here, but I got a lot of seasoning. It comes from the compost. And I kept 2 vines. Let's see if I got some kind of melon or something. So yeah, so excited about this. And over here, if you remember, oh, by the way, look at my hydrangea, the pink one over there. Can you see that? All right, so over here, this garden bed full of tomatoes. So at the beginning, when I just planted the tomato, I did put a few more, the structure like this to have the tomato bush that to grow on. But at the end, I figuring out because I try to squeeze so many plants in the cage like this if possible. Like last year, I just planted mostly like 1 cage like this for 1 plant, and I plant this time. I mean this spring when I planted them, I put like 2 plants in 1 cage like this. So at the end, they were too much for them. After that, I took them out. I put the cage out, but only the big one, I still keep them. All right, so here are some of the tomato. They haven't ripening though. Look at that, they are big, but not ripening yet. But I love this variety. This is a heritage variety. I think I did mention to you before when I planted them, but no ripening yet. But there are a lot of fruit on. I don't mind about that though, because the fruits are delicious. Because I never taste anything like that before. Before I just normally just grow the very normal variety, like Roma. It's very reliable variety, but this one is the next level of sweetness and flavor. All right, so this is another nectarine. One nectarine in my backyard. This is the miniature nectarine. I will show you later because let's walk around here so I don't have to open the netting. All right, so over here I got 2 cherry tomato bush, and they stay in the cage like this. So far I haven't had to tie them anything up, but this branch is a little bit coming out of it though, a little bit heavy, and on the way I think I just have to snip them off so I got room to work around. But anyway, let me show you the tomato. No ripening yet. And over here I got 1 apple tree. This one is pink native. So at the beginning, I think it was like early spring, and we got so much rain, and this tree was the first one it's bloom, or their blossom were blooming. And after that, I figuring out I think it didn't like the wet weather. It's the leaves starting to get moldy, and after that the fruit as well. And after that I have to take the netting off, and I took all the fruit off as well because the tree was very stressed. And so this variety, pink lady, didn't like the wet weather at all. So yeah, so this year no fruit on this tree, but anyway the tree is still a little bit small. So I don't mind about that because I do have the other tree fruiting very well. All right, so and over here I got some, Chilean guava, and I got them in the container, and some of them are each bush they have only few flowers though. When I planted this bush, it was in the garden bed in the front yard, and it didn't like the heat at all. And you can see some of the flower like this. Maybe in the future I will find a room, put them in the garden bed, because you know in the container I have to watering them more than in the garden beds. All right, let me come over here. Okay, so over here I got this plum tree. I did net it. I got 2 trees over here. Maybe not good for me to open the netting, but hopefully you can see the fruits there. And another tree over there. The fruit not ripening yet, and you know the plum, so maybe not much to show you. But over here, let me show you my miniature nectarine. All right, I just opened the netting up a little bit so you can see some of the fruit in here. If I can show you any fruits, the fruit often stay underneath the leaves though. So that is the disadvantage about this, because you know we need the sun to help the fruit get sweeter, you know. But even I put out right in the middle of the center of the tree here, but you know, because the leaves just stay on the top of the fruit, so that's why this variety, I feel that the fruit next sweet than the other variety, like the normal variety. All right, let me get out this area. I have a lot of fruit on though. Look this. Let me show you this one. Over here and down over here. So you see that there are so many fruit. All right, let me get out this area because I feel it's very humid. So this area, I got a lot of beans on. They're climbing really well. And the cucumber, I have it, the first cucumber yesterday. And the cucumber is starting to taking off now. That is very exciting because we do love cucumber. 2 elderberry, black slate elderberry cutting here. Over here, rooting very well. I did get one of the cutting out already. And the other 2 here, I haven't get them out yet. I need to separate them as well because the elderberries, they have very big root system. They might take a lot of nutrients from these cucumber nutrients. All right, so this is another apple tree. This one called Red Fuji. I love this variety very much because I did have a chance to taste some from the market, and they were delicious. And there are so many fruit on. Let me open the netting and I can show you. All right, can you see on the apples? And I love this variety. This variety have very crunchy texture and very sweet. And you can see no cutting moth, no nothing at all. It's very clean. Very clean. I might have to thin some of the fruit out though. Oh, but I prefer to keep them. This one a little bit small, so maybe I should thin this one out. That's it one. I need to get the scissors though, a little bit hard for me to pin them off. But anyway, they all looking really good. Look at this, my apple. All right, I have to tie the netting back. And over here, the yakong doing amazing well. At the beginning, I got the kale just I plant next to them. After that, I try to squeeze the yakong in, and you know, the yakong, I find that they nice together, not to plant it with something else, because the kale was very big, very tall. You can see some of the kale trunk. I still left it here. Look at that. It's so very big, and over here, look at that. So it did, and it compete a lot of nutrients from the yakong as well, and shade the yakong a lot. So that's why I chopped the kale off, and it looking much better. All right, and over here I got the taros. If you watch my video, I planted taros. They're doing amazingly well. I'm surprised. All right, so over here, not much to see now because I just show you in one of the video, I think the blueberries video tour. And yeah, I'm excited all about these beans because this is the first year I got some successful growing beans, because I tried, I think 3 years or 2 years before. Every year, mostly I try, and they didn't do well. But this year, I find that they don't like alkaline soil, and so that's why this year I got a great success with them, because before I planted in the other area that soil was very alkaline, so I prepared this area very well. I mixed a lot of my homemade compost. I didn't use the mushroom compost when I plant the beans. So I think that's it for the video today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye bye.